would you like to claim the life you love and deserve? Bea Jensen will tell us how to do it. She's an inspirational trainer, motivational speaker, and transformational coach dedicated to empowering individuals and professionals to live passionately and purposefully. So, Bea, tell us, how can entrepreneurs claim the life they love and deserve?
Heal Podcast with Lily Patrascu shares longevity and anti-aging techniques to stay young forever, increase energy, overcome addiction, and live your longest, best life ever. Shared by world's most innovative, alternative, and traditional health, thought leaders, healers, and doctors. Discover quantum healing strategies to heal your mind, body, and soul.
First of all, thank you, Lily, for allowing to spend time with you. And yes, everything is possible if you believe. That's the first thing. Is I believe that everybody not only has the right to claim the life that they truly love and deserve, but I think they're worth it. Okay. And the first thing that they have to do is believe in that, believe in their own self-worth, because if they don't believe in their own self-worth, nobody else will. Okay. So that's the very basic thing that everyone should be in touch with. The second thing that they need to do is have a kind of confidence in that worth that they have and believe that the right is there for them to claim it. Because if it's really their inherent right to live that life. Everybody was born and entitled to have a life, to be happy. That's the basis of our Constitution, is to pursue a life and happiness. And then the third thing that they have to really be able to believe in themselves is that they have the power within themselves to overcome whatever circumstances, whatever challenges, whatever setbacks or blocks or obstacles they may meet along the way. Those are just tests of faith, and if they believe they have the power within them to really overcome those obstacles and really thrive and rise above them, they can make it and really pursue the dream life that they've always wanted. And the last but not least is to be able to think bravely, okay, and then act boldly and take that bold action that they need to move them forward towards the life and the career and the business they always want and dream of. So taking that action, because with movement is energy, and energy flows and moves you forward towards the dream. So those are the key things that I think will lead people to really pursue the life they truly love and deserve. And most of all, because I think they deserve it. They're worth it.
Thank you. So tell us your blueprint for how do people implement this kind of formula that you have for people to claim the life that they love and deserve in the face of extreme adversity. So let's say that someone suffers from fear, anxiety, limiting beliefs, and an environment that is a disempowering context for everything they desire to do. How can someone claim the life they love and deserve in that negative environment and with negative thinking and limiting beliefs that they have, let's say, been brought up to believe?
Great question. And thank you for that, because I believe that's where it all begins. Okay. Our thoughts create certain feelings, and those feelings drive us to behave a certain way. And so the behavior we have gives us the results we have in our lives. And so the first step is really to be aware of oneself, of what one's own thought processes. Some people don't even, are not, the level of awareness is not even there. They just go through autopilot and just keep doing things and wondering why they keep having the same results. But take a moment to take a good hard look at yourself. So that's the first thing, is the self-assessment, and saying that, what are my thought patterns that lead me to behave in a certain way and drive me create the same results I've been going through, and why do I feel stuck in this, and how do I get out of it? So once they have that level of awareness, then there's also the invitation to decide, to make a decision. Do you want to stay there, and what's the cost of staying in that state of mind? And then what is it going to cost you? Not just financially, we're not talking about cost financially. What is it going to cost you in terms of your level of frustration in life? What is it going to cost you in terms of emotionally, mentally, and physically? Because people who usually do not deal with their emotions or address them, sometimes they end up in some kind of a cycle of frustration, depression, or disappointment and lack of fulfillment. So it's a question of the next step is to challenge them. And once we challenge them, if they say, no, this has to stop, the decision has to come from them. And when they decide, this has to stop, I need to find a way. So we can invite them to go on a journey where they can recreate a new life and envision a new dream, that what they've always wanted in life, and refocus on that. So once the desire for a better life is there, then the decision is there, then there's also a decision to take action towards it. So once there's a decision, a commitment made, there are certain steps that people can make within themselves. Number one is that, my slogan is, transformation is my aim, but mind shift is my game. Change the way. And my favorite author is Dr. Wayne Dyer. He says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at begin to change. And so does your feeling, so does your attitude towards the circumstances or the people. The second thing that they have to shift is that if they have enough faith, not only in themselves, in life, in people around them, then they start to believe in possibilities. But that takes time. That has to be a reprogramming within their own selves and a decision to do that. And so when they do make that commitment to change the way you look at things, we teach them, they can learn skills and tricks of the trade. And one way to do that is, number one is, sometimes people get caught in the quagmire of negative feelings, right? And those negative feelings usually is a creation of their own negative limiting self-beliefs. And then it creates self-doubt, fears, anxieties, and stress internally. So there are tools and strategies, and one of them is mindfulness, where you become focused on yourself and really learn to understand and recognize your own feelings and learn the tools to manage those feelings. Because self-management is the first step towards conflict management within yourself and conflict with other people. So I think that's very important. Self-awareness, tools and tricks of the trade to be able to manage that thought process and also the emotions that come with it. There are also certain tools you can use in terms of managing the thoughts that are, self-defeating. One way is to crush those thoughts. Let's say, for example, like when you see those limiting beliefs, face them and then replace them with positive beliefs. Okay? About when you say, I don't have what it takes, or I'm not good enough, what's a different way of saying that? Sometimes it's lack of ability to recognize what we already have, because we're always busy either comparing ourselves to what others are doing and not recognizing our own greatness and our own beauty. So start by recognizing, what do I already have that I should be grateful for? So the attitude of gratitude is a good place to start. And the changing the mindset or the language we have in our head into positive affirmation of what do we already have and what am I good at. Okay. So those are some of the tricks of the trade that we could immediately. But of course, when you're in the height of stress and emotions also, and sometimes when you're in the height of emotions, you can't think straight, take a moment to just stop and breathe, because there's such power in the breath of life that we take for granted. It's such a calming effect and it's such a centering effect on us that if we take a moment to stop and breathe, that's why I think there's power in the expression, stop and smell the roses, because you're breathing in life. You're breathing in the beauty of life, okay, that we forget because our vision is so crowded and blinded by the negative things we put in ourselves. So to take that away is stop and breathe. And once you notice you're calm, and then also that's when you do the exercise of shifting your mind and your thoughts and your language about yourself. The self-doubt, replace them. But of course, that's a consistent habit that one has to take. The attitude of gratitude, the attitude of affirming what you're good at, and also celebrating. Celebrating, where oftentimes we allow the negative self-thought to overpower us, that we forget we've done some good already. So we need to take time to celebrate. I did this today. Yeah, that's an achievement. And we don't spend enough time to recognize that. Oftentimes people are uncomfortable about compliments. Be gracious to yourself. Be gracious to pat yourself on the shoulder because you have done something good. There is something good in you, and it has to begin with you. Don't wait for somebody else to recognize the goodness in you. Believe that you have it in you and recognize it. I hope that answers your questions.
Tell us what kind of routines or habits or apps or anything useful that you find someone can leverage in order to basically claim the life that they deserve and to make the most of it and become a winner in anything that they desire.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Number one is start every day with affirmation and gratitude. Number one is, what am I grateful for? Even if you just name 5 things you're grateful for. And then affirmation in terms of what are the skills, the resources that I'm good at, that I can give to the world. Okay. And then also start the day with the attitude of giving. What difference do I want to make? To whom do I want to make that difference? Can I make my husband happier? Can I make my child happier? And how can I do that? It can be as simple as that. And then if you have a broader responsibility in a workplace, which colleague can I uplift today, or what can I do to lift somebody up? So those are 3 minor. It may seem minor, but it's powerful. Okay, very simple. But very powerful. The habit also is sometimes we think in our mind this is what we do, but sometimes we don't do it. How many times have people made resolutions in life and they never do it because the energy level is not maintained? So another habit they have to develop is what we call making sure you maintain a level of energy, and do it by either stretching or exercising, whatever is comfortable for you, so that your body and your blood circulates so that the level of energy rises. I'm sure many of us feel that when we wake up, you don't feel like waking up because you're just, too tired. But if you I have to do a little stretching, a little exercise, or just do a habit of exercise that circulates your blood. Just move your body, because with that movement, your energy flows and they get energized to start the day. And then the mindset we took care of, and the energy level we took for the body, and then the heart. The heart is that when you say the gratitude prayer or the gratitude meditation, when you're in that mood, there's a feeling of joy, there's a feeling of peace, that everything's going to be okay. So you have to reaffirm yourself that, yes, these are things that I already have and I can give myself. So just constantly recognize that. But also another habit is there's times when some of us are afraid to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help, because it helps us not only to recognize our own limitations, but also once you ask somebody for help, you give the other person an opportunity to also be gracious to you, to also hang into their greatness and be a giver. Because once you're a giver, it just expands your own heart. So I was talking about the mindset, the body set, and your hearts. Once you build those habits, you can't help but think there's so much to be grateful for. There's so much to live for and to be joyful about. No time for those negative, stinking thinking.
Thank you. Tell us about your personal journey of how you became a big success, or what are you proudest about the most, except your family, okay, that you feel like you have personally empowered yourself to kind of go to the next level. Tell us more about the successes you've had, and how did you get there? What did you do to get to that success? What was your motivator? What was your drive, your ambition?
Thank you for the question, Lily, and thank you for giving me space to share my story. Just as a background, I come from a third world country, the Philippines, right? And when you're third world country, resources are limited. And when you come from a family of 9 children, you have to think of others besides yourself. So the values I learned from my family is it's selfish to just think about yourself. Consider the impact of your demands on other people. And then also be considerate. Okay, it's not all about you. You have to think of what your thoughts, what your words would affect other people. And then it's also, you're being too proud if you blow your own horn. Okay, so you shouldn't tell everybody what you're good at. Just wait till everybody tells you that you're good. And then you should wait until you're spoken to before you speak up. So when I came to the United States, that was a little difficult because especially when you work in New York, right? Everybody, whoever is the loudest is the one that gets heard. Whoever is the most clear and demanding about what they want, they're the ones who get what they want. And they also get recognized and validated. So for many years, I just lived my own way of thinking and values. And, I had years of undervaluing myself, waiting for somebody else to validate me, waiting for someone else to ask me my opinion. And those years of struggle never really moved me forward anywhere. It was like an autopilot, right? It was okay because I'm supposed to just happy with what I have, right? But I noticed that it wasn't helping me move forward in my career. Around me, everybody else had no qualms. They were much younger. They were probably less experienced. And they had no qualms about asking or demanding for what they want. And oftentimes they got it. I wasn't jealous or anything. It just made me question my own patterns of thinking and habits. And so one day I said, maybe I'll have enough courage to go and ask for the management if they would help me, if they would sponsor me for a leadership training that I would really love to learn so I could grow professionally and personally. And the answer I got was really hurtful because in essence, the message was, why should we invest in you? What could you possibly offer? And what's in it for us? I felt so humiliated. I just want to run home and cry. I felt so small. And when I came home that night, I just crawled under the blanket, cried my heart out and said, maybe I should just quit because nobody else recognizes who I am and what I'm worth. After so many years, I still am nothing. I'm undervalued, unappreciated, and unrecognized. And that was my thinking at that point. But there was a small voice inside of me that said, no, enough of this. You have to stop it now. And only you can stop it. There's a thought that came to my mind. If it's meant to be, it's up to be. So that was my deciding moment, Lily. I decided if nobody else wants to invest in me, I have to invest in myself because I believe I'm worth it. So I did. I invested in the transformational system where I learned to think bravely, to act boldly, and believe in my own self-worth and have confidence in that. And the more I practiced the principles of this transformational system with the help of the coach that I had at that time, I began to see results. I became clearer about my own patterns of communication, and it helped my relationship with my husband. We have a deeper relationship where we both understand each other, but also helped my communication with my family and even at work. I found my health improve because I was hi, Billy. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, Sarah. We have 5 more minutes. I'm not sure how you even entered without. I will see you in 5 minutes, Sarah. Okay? Can you hear me? Okay, Sarah. I will see you in 5 minutes. Okay? Darn. Sorry, Sarah. So I will see you in a few minutes. Okay? In 3 minutes.
Okay.
No problem.
Sure. Okay.
I don't even know how you entered without me clicking on that, but okay.
Just opened up.
It must be a glitch on my side, so don't worry about that. So I will see you in a second, okay? I'm
okay.
The video, so okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So Bea, tell us where entrepreneurs can connect with you.
Hi. The best way they can connect with me is through my email, which is b@life-career-transformation.com. Or they could also call me at 551-697-5617. And they could also check out my website, which is also life-career-transformation.com. And so there's a gift there if they want to scroll down, and they'll be able to access that gift that I give for free. Yes. So thank you so much, Lily, for this. This is wonderful.
Follow me for more interviews with world's most innovative health changemakers to live your healthiest life ever.